High above the world, where the air grows thin and cold, stands a colossal chain of mountains. These are the Andes, the very spine of a continent. Their jagged peaks claw at the heavens, draped in ancient ice and perpetual mist. Here, silence is a physical presence, broken only by the mournful cry of the wind as it sweeps across desolate, rocky slopes. The sun, when it breaks through the clouds, is brilliant and sharp, casting long, dramatic shadows that move like the hands of a clock across the immense landscape. This is a kingdom of stone and sky, a place of profound solitude and raw, untamed power, where life must be tenacious to simply exist. From these great heights, the world unfolds in every direction. To the east, a sea of green stretches to the horizon, a seemingly endless blanket of forest. To the west, the land falls away toward the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. These mountains are not just a barrier, they are a source. They are the great water towers of Ecuador, capturing moisture from the atmosphere and giving birth to the countless rivers that will nourish the lands below. Every drop of water begins its long, patient journey from these frozen summits, carving its path through stone and soil, destined for one of two vastly different worlds. Here, on the high-altitude grasslands known as the Paramo, life adapts in remarkable ways. Plants hug the ground, their leaves covered in fine hairs to trap warmth and moisture. The Andean condor, a magnificent creature with a wingspan that can stretch to 10 feet, rides the thermal updrafts with effortless grace. It circles lazily, its keen eyes scanning the slopes below for any sign of a meal. This is a world of patience and endurance, where every living thing has found a way to survive against the overwhelming odds of altitude and exposure, a testament to nature's incredible resilience. This is the beginning of our journey. We stand at a crossroads, a place where geography dictates destiny. From this vantage point, we can feel the pull of the two realms that define this nation's wild heart. One path leads down into the suffocating humidity and bewildering diversity of the Amazon basin. The other leads across the ocean to a remote archipelago, born of fire and sculpted by time. We will follow the water, first as it trickles, then as it flows, on its great descent from these silent peaks into the vibrant living wilderness below. The descent begins. We leave the stark clarity of the highlands behind, plunging into a world shrouded in perpetual moisture. This is the cloud forest, a realm where the distinction between earth and sky seems to dissolve. The air is thick, cool, and heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. Water is everywhere. It drips from the tips of broad leaves, runs in glistening streams down moss-covered branches, and hangs in the air as a fine spectral mist that clings to everything. The landscape is a soft focused dream, a symphony of muted greens and deep earthy browns. Sounds are muffled here, absorbed by the dense vegetation and the ever-present fog. The constant drip of water provides a gentle rhythmic percussion. But listen closely, and other noises emerge from the veil. A sudden high-pitched trill from an unseen bird, the low hum of countless insects, the rustle of something moving through the undergrowth just beyond the edge of sight. Every sound is a clue, a hint of the abundant life that thrives in this ethereal environment. It is a place that demands you use all your senses, to feel the cool air on your skin and hear the subtle chorus of the hidden world. This is a world of specialists, of creatures uniquely adapted to this vertical, waterlogged habitat. The spectacled bear, South America's only bear species, navigates these steep slopes with surprising agility, searching for the sweet fruits and tender shoots of bromeliads. Its movements are careful and deliberate, a shadow moving through the mist. Higher in the canopy, hummingbirds, like tiny iridescent jewels, dart from flower to flower with astonishing speed. Their wings beat in a blur, a frantic dance to gather the nectar that fuels their supercharged metabolism in the cool mountain air. As we continue our descent, the air begins to warm. The trees grow taller, their trunks thicker, their canopies broader. The gentle dripping of the cloud forest gives way to the roar of waterfalls, as small streams converge to form powerful churning rivers. The mist thins, replaced by a rising humidity that you can feel on your skin, a prelude to the world we are about to enter. We are leaving the transitional world of the slopes and are now on the threshold of the great Amazonian basin, the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. The real jungle awaits. We have arrived in the heart of the Amazon. Here, within the boundaries of the Yasuni, the air itself feels alive. It is thick, warm, and saturated with the breath of millions of trees. The light that reaches the forest floor is dappled and green, filtered through a multi-layered canopy so dense that it can take minutes for a raindrop to complete its journey from the sky to the soil. The ground is a soft, springy carpet of fallen leaves in a perpetual state of decay, releasing a rich, loamy fragrance that is the very essence of the jungle. This place is a cathedral of nature, its pillars the ancient trunks of giant kapok and ceiba trees. The soundscape is overwhelming, a complex and unceasing symphony of life. The deep guttural calls of howler monkeys echo through the canopy at dawn and dusk, a primal sound that rolls for miles. The constant, high-frequency buzz of cicadas forms a wall of sound, a sonic backdrop for the sharp clicks, whistles, and chirps of countless other insects and frogs. A sudden crash in the undergrowth might signal a passing peccary, a herd of wild pigs foraging through the leaf litter. Every sound tells a story, a moment of drama in the daily struggle for survival unfolding all around us. Darkness does not bring silence. It only changes the orchestra. As the daytime creatures settle, a new cast emerges. The air fills with the soft, fluttery wing beats of bats as they leave their roosts to hunt for insects or fruit. The calls of nocturnal frogs become more insistent, a chorus of chirps and croaks rising from the damp forest floor. Look closely at a leaf, and you might see the silent, patient form of a tree frog, its large eyes perfectly adapted for spotting prey in the gloom. The night is a time of stealth and ambush, a hidden dimension of forest life. But even in this world of bewildering biodiversity, some creatures move with a quiet authority that commands respect. A shadow detaches itself from the deeper shadows. It is a jaguar, the apex predator of this domain. It moves with a fluid, muscular grace, its padded paws making almost no sound on the forest floor. Its rosette-patterned coat is the perfect camouflage, making it nearly invisible in the shifting light and shade. It is the ghost of the forest, a symbol of the untamed power and mystery that resides in the heart of this great wilderness. To truly understand the Amazon, one must look up. The canopy is where the real action is, a bustling, three-dimensional world teeming with life, 100 feet or more above the forest floor. It is a city of leaves and branches, bathed in the full, unfiltered power of the tropical sun. Here, life competes for the most valuable resource of all light. Trees stretch ever upward, their branches intertwining to form a dense, continuous layer. Upon these branches, a whole other ecosystem thrives, with epiphytes like orchids and bromeliads creating tiny, elevated gardens that trap water and nutrients. This elevated world is the domain of monkeys. Troops of squirrel monkeys, small and energetic, travel in large, noisy groups, chattering and leaping from branch to branch with breathtaking agility. They are the gossips of the canopy. Their constant communication, a vital part of their social fabric. In contrast, the red howler monkeys are more sedentary. Their powerful, resonating calls used to defend their territory without the need for physical confrontation. Their roars are a declaration of presence, a sonic fence that warns other troops to keep their distance in this crowded arboreal metropolis. But life here is not just about foraging. It is also about avoiding danger. A shadow passes overhead. It is a harpy eagle, one of the world's most powerful birds of prey. Its talons are the size of a grizzly bear's claws, capable of snatching a sloth or a monkey from a branch with shocking speed and force. Its eyes, sharp and perceptive, scan the canopy from its high perch, looking for any sign of movement, any momentary lapse in concentration from its potential prey. Its presence casts a pall of tension over the canopy. A single piercing cry can send waves of alarm through the treetops. And then there are the masters of slow motion. The three-toed sloth spends nearly its entire life hanging upside down. Its movements are so deliberate and unhurried that algae can grow in its fur, providing a greenish tint that serves as excellent camouflage. It moves with a serene, almost meditative quality, conserving every ounce of energy as it navigates its leafy realm. In a world defined by frantic energy and sudden death, the sloth represents a different strategy for survival. To be so slow, so quiet, and so unobtrusive as to become almost invisible. The rivers are the highways of the Amazon. They are the arteries that carry life to and from its deepest recesses. These are not clear, gentle streams. They are vast, powerful bodies of water, stained the color of tea by the tannins leaching from decaying vegetation. They are known as blackwater rivers. Their surfaces reflect the towering trees and the immense sky like a dark, distorted mirror. The water moves with a slow, inexorable force, carrying islands of floating vegetation and fallen logs on its long journey towards the Atlantic. The river's edge is a constantly shifting boundary between the aquatic and terrestrial worlds. Life here is tuned to the rhythm of the water. On a sun-drenched sandbank, a family of giant river otters plays and grooms. These are formidable predators, over 6 feet long, living in highly social family groups. Their sleek, powerful bodies are perfectly designed for life in the water. With sharp barks and whistles, they coordinate their hunts for fish, moving with a mix of playful chaos and lethal efficiency. They are the top predators of this aquatic environment, bold and curious, and a sign of a healthy, thriving river system. Beneath the dark surface, other mysterious creatures swim. A shape breaks the water, not with a splash, but with a gentle sigh. It is the boto, the Amazon River dolphin. Its skin is a startling, almost mythical shade of pink. Unlike their marine cousins, these dolphins are adapted for navigating the complex, debris-filled environment of the flooded forest. Their necks are unusually flexible, allowing them to turn their heads at sharp angles, and they use sophisticated echolocation to see in the murky depths, hunting for fish among the submerged tree roots. They are creatures of legend, embodying the enigma of the river itself. But danger is a constant companion. The water's surface may seem calm, but just below, a black caiman may be waiting. This is one of the largest predators in the Americas, a relic from the age of dinosaurs. It lies motionless, only its eyes and nostrils visible above the water, appearing like a floating log. It is the ultimate ambush predator, waiting with immense patience for a capybara, a monkey, or any other creature to come to the water's edge to drink. A sudden, explosive surge of power is all it takes. The river gives life, but it can also take it away in an instant. Our journey now takes us far from the mainland, across 600 miles of open ocean. Here, a world apart rises from the deep blue of the Pacific. These are the Galápagos Islands, an archipelago forged by volcanic fire and sculpted by the relentless forces of wind and water. This is a land of stark contrasts. Jagged black lava fields bake under the equatorial sun, while cool, misty highlands offer a refuge of green. The air here is different. It carries the clean, salty tang of the sea and the faint sulfurous scent of the volcanoes that gave it birth. There is a strange and profound tameness here. The animals have evolved for eons in the absence of major terrestrial predators, and as a result, they show little fear. It is a place where you can walk amongst them, not as an intruder, but as a quiet observer in their world. A brilliant blue-footed booby performs its comical high-stepping courtship dance just a few feet away. A sea lion pup, full of curiosity, might swim right up to investigate a visitor standing at the water's edge. This lack of fear is not foolishness. It is a legacy of isolation, a glimpse into a world before humanity. This is a living laboratory of evolution, the very place that inspired a revolutionary idea about the origin of species. Each island, with its own unique conditions, has shaped life in subtly different ways. The finches, now famous, are a perfect example. On one island, where tough seeds are the primary food source, their beaks are thick and powerful, like nutcrackers. On another, where insects are plucked from crevices, their beaks are slender and pointed. They are all variations on a theme, small but significant changes driven by the relentless pressure of survival, a story written in beaks and feathers. The islands are a crossroads of ocean currents. Cold, nutrient-rich water wells up from the deep, meeting warmer tropical currents. This mixing creates an incredibly productive marine environment, the foundation upon which all life here depends. It supports vast shoals of fish, which in turn feed the seabirds, the sea lions, and the other marine life that make this archipelago so vibrant. The fate of every creature, from the smallest finch to the largest tortoise, is inextricably linked to the health and vitality of the surrounding ocean. The very ground beneath our feet tells a story of immense violence and creation. The Galapagos are young islands, geologically speaking. Their landscapes are raw, dramatic, and ever-changing. We stand on the shore of Fernandina, one of the most active volcanic islands on the planet. Here, the world feels unfinished. Vast fields of black, ropey pahoho lava stretch for miles, their surfaces glistening in the sun. The rock is sharp and unforgiving, and the heat radiating from it is intense. There is no soil, only shattered rock and volcanic glass. Yet even in this seemingly barren wasteland, life finds a foothold. The first colonizers are the lava cacti, which sprout directly from cracks in the rock, their fleshy pads a surprising splash of green against the black. They are pioneers, creating tiny pockets of organic matter that will, over centuries, pave the way for other plants. On the coast, marine iguanas, the world's only seagoing lizards, have made this inhospitable landscape their home. They gather in great numbers, their dark bodies perfectly camouflaged against the black rock, absorbing the sun's heat after a cold dive in the ocean. These iguanas are a marvel of adaptation. They are reptiles, cold-blooded, yet they feed in the frigid ocean currents. To do this, they must raise their body temperature by basking on the hot lava rocks. After a dive to graze on algae, they return to shore, their bodies chilled, and must bask again. They have a unique way of expelling the excess salt they ingest. They literally sneeze it out from special glands in their noses, leaving white salt-caked crests on their heads. They are dragons in miniature, living a life dictated by the rhythm of the sun and the tide. This volcanic activity is not just a thing of the past. It is a present and ongoing force. A plume of steam and gas may vent from a fissure in the distance, a reminder of the molten fire that churns just beneath the thin crust. A new lava flow could, at any moment, pour into the sea, creating new land in a dramatic explosion of steam and shattered rock. The very existence of these islands is a testament to the planet's restless energy. Life here is tenacious, clinging to existence on a landscape that is still being born before our very eyes. Moving inland from the arid coasts, we ascend into the highlands of Santa Cruz Island. Here, the landscape transforms. The relentless sun and dry lava fields give way to a cool, green world shrouded in garua, a persistent sea mist. The moisture condenses on the leaves of scalesia trees, creating a lush, dripping forest. The air is cool and damp, and the ground is soft with rich volcanic soil. This change in climate creates a completely different habitat, a green oasis that supports a different community of life, including the island's most iconic residents. Through the mist, a shape emerges. It is immense, ancient, and moves with a ponderous, deliberate slowness. This is the Galápagos giant tortoise. These gentle giants are living relics, some of whom can live for well over a century. They are the architects of this landscape, their grazing patterns shaping the vegetation, and their movements creating well-worn paths through the undergrowth. To be in their presence is to feel a connection to a deeper, slower time. Their wrinkled skin and wise old eyes seem to hold the secrets of the island's long history. Their lives are peaceful, dictated by a simple routine of eating, basking, and sleeping. They spend their mornings grazing on the lush vegetation, their powerful, toothless beaks tearing at leaves, grasses, and fallen fruit. As the day warms, they may seek out a muddy wallow to cool down and protect their skin from parasites. Their sheer size is their primary defense. An adult tortoise has no natural predators. Their only concern is the slow, steady rhythm of their own existence, a life measured not in days or weeks, but in decades and centuries. The shape of their shells tells a story of their origins. Tortoises from islands with abundant, low-growing vegetation, like this one, tend to have dome-shaped shells. On drier islands, where food is scarcer and higher off the ground, the tortoises have evolved saddleback-shaped shells with a high arch at the front that allows them to crane their long necks upward to reach cactus pads. Like the finch's beaks, the tortoise's shells are a textbook example of adaptive radiation, a visible monument to the power of evolution to shape life in response to its environment. The story of the Galápagos is ultimately a story of the sea. It is the ocean that brought life here, and it is the ocean that sustains it. We plunge beneath the waves into a world of dazzling clarity and vibrant color. Here, the volcanic geology continues, forming underwater cliffs, tunnels, and caves that provide shelter for a staggering array of marine life. Sunlight filters down through the blue, illuminating vast schools of fish that move as one, their silvery scales flashing in unison. It is a silent, graceful ballet. This underwater world is full of surprising encounters. A Galapagos sea lion, clumsy and awkward on land, is transformed into a creature of pure grace and speed. It zips through the water like a torpedo, twisting and turning with playful curiosity, blowing bubbles at a passing turtle. A group of penguins, the only species found north of the equator, darts past in pursuit of small fish. They are a strange and wonderful sight. Tropical penguins thriving in a world made possible by the cold, upwelling currents that bring them their food. The green sea turtle glides serenely through the water column, its powerful flippers propelling it with slow, deliberate strokes. They travel vast distances across the ocean, but return to these islands to feed in the rich seagrass beds, and to nest on the sandy beaches. They share this realm with sharks, including the iconic scalloped hammerheads, which can sometimes be seen schooling in the hundreds around the remote northern islands of Wolf and Darwin. They are the guardians of the reef, essential predators that maintain the health and balance of this entire marine ecosystem. From the highest Andean peaks to the depths of the Pacific Ocean, Ecuador is a land of breathtaking extremes. It is a place where life has responded to immense geological forces with an explosion of diversity. The whispers of the Amazon, the fire of the volcanoes, the timeless patience of the tortoise. Each is a chapter in a story that is still being written. To witness these worlds is to witness nature at its most powerful and its most fragile. It is a profound reminder of the intricate, interconnected web of life that makes our planet so extraordinary.